Here's a real simple, beginner-friendly, full body mobility routine to help you limber up your stiff bits. Let's wiggle. Don't need any equipment, just a floor and a good attitude. You can stand up or kneel down for this, do whatever's comfiest for you. Hello, cat. To make this super simple, we're just gonna do 6 of everything. We're gonna start off with your neck, because your neck is obviously important, and we're gonna start by doing circles one way. You can choose which way you do circles here. You have some autonomy. You are a free human. Stop clawing the sofa, and then go the other way. 3, 4, 5. I think you're probably gonna learn this about me. I'm awful at counting. Once you've done your 6, we're just gonna go up and down. Just moving your neck in ways it was designed to move. I mean, be honest with me. I know the answer is no. When was the last time you moved your neck like this? How can the answer be no to that? Right, we're gonna go side to side now. If in any of these movements, by the way, you feel a bit and you're like, wow, that hit a point like never before and feels really stiff, stay there, have a little wiggle, hold a really deep breath, and just stay there. Bless you. My cat just sneezed. Her name's Gwen, by the way, if he comes back. Once you've done the side to sides, we're just gonna take our arms, we're just gonna do some circles. We can go backwards 6 times, and then we're gonna go forwards. You wanna go forwards first? You do you. That's not the important part of this. The important part is that we're just taking our joints through a range of motion and just wiggling. We're getting the blood flowing, the lubrication injected into the joints, all the good stuff. I think that's 3. I don't have a bloody clue. But we're gonna persevere. If you hear any cracking, popping, sound like Rice Krispies, don't worry about it. The more regularly you do this stuff, the more you'll lube yourself up and the better you'll feel. Once we've done 6 that way, we're just gonna go the opposite way that you went. Knowing you probably did the way I did it, because that would just make sense. But it's all right if you didn't. I get a proper crunch in my right shoulder on this one. I imagine some of you guys will as well, and that's okay. But again, just open up the shoulders. Taking it nice and slow, you'll notice. We're not rushing through this. We're not trying to windmill someone. I think that's 5, I don't know. If I miscounted this, don't judge me. Hey G-Dog, ask Gwen. Now you're gonna get onto your hands and knees. Oi, oi. We're gonna do some cat-cows. You don't have to moo or meow, but all we're trying to do is imagine there's a string on your back. It's like pulling you up to the ceiling as you tuck your pelvis underneath, and then do the opposite. Drop your chest down as low to the ground as you possibly can and make that arch back. I think this is the cat. And I think this one's the cow, moo, but people will beg to differ. Let me know what you think it is in the comments. It's not about forcing this, G-Dog, as hard as you possibly can. It's just about moving yourself through a range of motion. We're just like literally lubing up the spine. Like your spine is made of so many different segments that are all designed to move. And this just helping loosen up the muscles. And again, if you feel a stiff bit, you're like, oh, I want to stay there. Stay there, I'm not the boss of you. You're the boss of you. You do what's best for you. The important thing is just that you're moving. You're gonna get involved, G. Which one is the cat? You tell me. That's not very helpful. Once we've done this, you're really distracting me. I can't remember what we were gonna do it. I remember. We're gonna make some circles with our shoulders. So you're trying to keep your elbows straight and just like rolling your shoulders backwards. You can go backwards or forwards, it really doesn't matter. But the whole point is you're trying to move your shoulder blade. Shoulder blade is that thing that sits on your back that gives your shoulder stability. But they don't often get moved in these circular ranges of motion. So you're just trying to go real slow and you should feel it all along the upper part of your back. Once you've done 6 one way, we're gonna go 6 the other way. You are getting some serious rubs in, G-Dog. Okay, someone is trying to steal the show. I get how it is. And you're doing a good job. Just licking yourself from the bottom of the screen. Nice. Once you've done your 6 of these, we're going to spend a little bit of time stretching your wrists. So all I want you to do for me is stay in this position, but you're just going to really gently rock forward. Only go to the point you feel that stretch. None of these things are meant to hurt. Don't push to the point of pain. Stretching is meant to feel like uncomfortable, but it's not supposed to hurt. Hold it for 5 seconds, and then you're going to come back. I'm just going to repeat this again 6 times. Oi, don't scratch the sofa. We will get through this together. We're a team here. I don't know how many I've done. I've lost count already. I think that's about 3 or 4. But again, if you get into this position and you're like, oh, wow, that feels good. That feels nice. Just stay there. For me, my right wrist gives me a little bit of trouble. So spending a little bit of extra time in here is a really, really, really good thing for me. So after we've done this, you're going to get your leg up. You can choose which one. I'm gonna go left because it's the one that's facing closest to the camera. What you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your leg as close to your foot as you possibly can. Don't worry if it takes a little bit of time to get there, that's fine. From this position, you wanna keep it proper, nice and easy and gentle. We're gonna get the hand closest to the foot and you're just gonna lift it up to the ceiling. I want you to think about like pushing your chest to the wall in front of you. To me, it's to the camera. You're gonna push the chest to the wall in front. How you have this bottom hand, not important. You can have it like this. You can have it like this. You can have it like this if you like. Do whatever feels comfortable for you. Hold this for a few seconds, and then I want you to come down really nice and gently, and you're gonna try and get your elbow as close to the floor as you can. I'm just showing off here, right? I have some flexibility in this part of my body. If you don't, and you're only here, don't force your nuts off. Take a big deep breath when you feel that stretch. Exhale, and go a little bit further. And just hold in that position and wiggle around. Over time, it'd be really nice to be able to get your elbow down to the ground, but don't rush it, not trying to hurt yourself. We're just gonna repeat this 6 times on each side. This is a variation of something called the world's greatest stretch, or a deep lunge rotation. If you ever wanna make this a little bit harder in time and you're like, oh, I'm way too advanced for this, Adam, come on, don't mess with me. All you need to do is lift your back knee off the ground, just kick the radiator. We're not gonna do that, because this is a nice beginner-friendly one. We're keeping it low-key, keeping it chilled. Just want you to feel good, want you to feel nice. I've lost count again. I think that's about 6. When we've done 6, bring that hand down, bring that foot back, and you're just gonna go to the other side. Again, remember, not important how this hand on the bottom floor is, the bottom floor on the floor is, but we're getting the hand closest to the foot and we're lifting it up towards the ceiling. So from this position, push your chest to the wall in front of you, lift your arm as far around as you possibly can, and then bring your elbow nice and slowly down to the ground. Only get to the point you can feel that stretch. I cannot stress that hard enough. And then go a little bit further with a nice deep breath. Hold for a few seconds. If it feels good, stay there, have a wiggle, and then come back down. This is about opening up your chest, opening up your hips, and doing all the good things in life that we don't when we spend our life sat at a desk like a bloody prawn. So again, if there's any of these stretches that you're doing and you're like, oh, Adam, you've hit a sweet spot here, my man. Just do them on their own. They don't need to be done as part of a wild routine. Not that this is some wild routine. They can be done standalone. So now you're gonna do me a favor, you're gonna take one knee, as if you're proposing to me. Tell me you love me. All the way to do when you're here is you're just gonna rock forward to the knee in front of you. You should feel a really nice stretch across your hip flexor. So it's this part in front of your hip, funnily enough, responsible for flexing your hip, who'd have thought? And I want you to think about squeezing your buns, pushing your hips forward, nice and gently. And then you're gonna take the hand, the opposite side of your knee, and just reach over, have a nice little stretch, hold for 5 seconds, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna send our hips backwards, straighten our front leg. You're gonna do your best to fold forward. Try to get your chest as close to this leg as you possibly can. When you start to feel that stretch down the back of your thigh, you've gone far enough. Big deep breath, sigh it all out, not gonna make you listen to me breathe. And then hold for 5 seconds, and then we're gonna repeat this again 6 times. Rock forward, feel the stretch in your hip flexor, thrust gently, and then reach. This is the good stuff. And then coming back down, rocking your hips back, straightening your front leg, trying to get your chest as close to your leg as you can. If you want to make it a bit harder, lift your toe up to the ceiling, hold for 5 seconds, and then come back. This for me is a proper stiff bit. So I like spending a little bit of it. I'm probably going to say that about every stretch. Why do you think I got into mobility? Because I'm stiff and in pain all of the time, and life is hard. Cry me a river. If you struggle to touch your toes, that hamstring one at the back is going to be a real good one for you. It's also really good for just moving sideways. Like, you know, our spine is designed to move in so many different ways, but it often doesn't. We just move forward and backwards, forward and backwards. So taking time to take our spine through our full range of motion is going to be really important. We've got a bit of flexion going on. Look at me, sounding like I know what I'm talking about. I think I do, at least that's what my mum tells me. And then coming forward. I think this is 4 or 5. It might be more, it might be less. But you know what? It's not the important part. The important part is that we're moving. Oh, it feels nice to like wiggle my toes here. Feel it all across my shins. I think you should probably do the same. Okay. And then we're gonna swap sides. Bring that leg back. Bring the other one forward. We go on a rack. Oh, wow. Tell you what, my right hip flexor is something else. That's a stiff puppy. Don't forget to have a little reach. You might find that one side is stiffer than the other. That is such a normal thing. Like, as humans, we're not designed to be 100% symmetrical. Remember to fold down, take a big deep breath, only go as far as you can, feeling that stretch, and then rocking forward. We all have natural asymmetries, you know, your heart is over to the left-hand side. We're not designed to be straight up and down balanced. So don't worry if you're thinking, oh my God, why is my left side impenetrably stiff versus my right side, or vice versa? Just repeating through these movements is definitely gonna help limber yourself up a little bit and help you feel nice and good. So I think this is 3 or 4. I'm just gonna do 3 more. I'm not making this up as I go along, I promise. Oh la la, wow, we were. If you spend a lot of time sat at a desk, it's a really strong possibility your hamstrings are gonna get tight because your knees bent so much, but also your hip flexors because your hips are bent so much. So getting into these positions just in the middle of your working day and having a little wiggle is gonna be a phenomenal idea. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay, we're gonna go through one more because I definitely feel like that's enough. But again, you can do this multiple times a day. The whole point about this being a nice, like, gentle routine is that you can do it in the morning, you can do it at lunch, do it in the office. Do it in the office. I'd love to see you do this in your office. You're possibly like, what are you doing? I'm stretching. You can do it before bed. You can do it before a workout, after a workout, literally whenever the hell you like. You're a grown up, you can decide. And if you're not a grown up, that's fine, you can still decide. Get back onto your hands and knees. You're gonna choose one leg, you're gonna stick it out, you're gonna slide it as far as you possibly can, all right? Not trying to force it. You might feel a bit of a stretch on the inside of your groin here. That's what we're aiming to do. And you're really gently gonna rock as if you're sticking your butt to the back of the room until you feel that stretch on the inside of your thigh, called your adductors. Ooh la la, Adam's adductors. Hold this for 5 seconds. Again, please don't tear your groin apart. And you're just gonna rock forward. I actually don't know what this one's called. I think it's called like a half frog rock, but I'm never very good at remembering names of them, so I just call it like the groin stretchy thing. So I hope you're enjoying the groin stretchy thing. I know my right hand side is somewhat stiffer than my left. So when we come onto that one, I know it's gonna set my world alight. But again, we're not trying to tear your groin off. We're just trying to have a little stretch. You notice I'm coming forward, thrust in the floor, pow. You don't have to make the pow, but it does make stretches 20% more effective, scientifically proven by absolutely nobody yet. I think that's like 5 or 6. We're just gonna do one more. Hopefully you'll start to feel a little bit easier going back and be able to get a little bit further by the time you get to the last couple than maybe the first few that you did. Again, you don't have to go as far as me. I spend time doing this. This is the first time you've done this and you're stuck up here. That's so normal. Don't worry about it. Repeated practice will give you a really good opportunity to get lower and lower and lower. We're gonna swap onto the other side now. Again, so putting your leg out to the side, slide it as far as you will go comfortably. I'm just gonna rock back as far as you can. Again, if you're in this position, you're thinking, oh, I just wanna move around a little bit. This feels nice. Have a wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Walk your hands forwards, bring your hips down, thrust, pow. Couldn't look you in the eyes when I did that. Would have been wrong. Rocking back, hold for 5 seconds, and then come forward. Amazing. See, what's this, 14 minutes of your life so far? We'll be done before 20, and then you can get on with your day. It'd be a nice way to start your day, or end your day, or in the middle of your day, break up your day. That's the beauty of this mobility stuff. You can do it whenever, wherever. And it's good for you. I'm sorry there's no like music in the back, you just got to listen to me waffle it, but we're going minimal production, maximal value here. I think this is 5. We'll just do one more for good luck because this feels nice. Feels good on the Adam's adductors. And after this, we're going to take a seat on your butt. To get on your butt for me, I'm going to work something called the 90-90. I'm not going to flash my crotch at you. No one needs that. So I'm going to sit slightly to the side. What you want to do here, you want to have your feet and you want to have your butt in contact with the ground at all times, staying roughly in the same place. They may wiggle and wobble a little bit all over the place, that's fine. If you need to put your hands down, that's absolutely fine. If you need to lean on the wall or on a sofa, that's also absolutely fine. What we're going to do is we're going to rock our knees to one side and we're going to make rough 90-degree angles. Doesn't matter if they're a little bit off, doesn't matter if they're a little bit wider, whatever feels relatively comfortable for you. You may feel a stretch here already, and if you do, well, we were, that's the good stuff. From this position, feet, butt, stay same. Knees, roll. Roll knees, and then like, oh, you may feel some clicking, some clunking, a little bit of tension. You're This is a good thing. We're going through external and internal rotation of your hips. And if you can't get all the way down or one of your butt cheeks lifts off, it's not a problem right this moment, but it's definitely something to work on. And getting in this position and spending a little bit longer here will be a really, really, really good thing. So once we've done a few of them, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take one hand off and you're just gonna reach. Just reach over, have a nice little stretch, put your hand back down, go to the other side, reach. I've got a wall here, so it's a bit harder for me, but hey wall, I think you get the point. Just about like moving and taking that transition. Again, if you're in this position, right, and you're thinking, oh my Lord, I've never felt my hips feel like this before. You feel tension, stay here, get in here multiple times a day, do it while you're watching the TV. And over time, if you want to make it more difficult, you can go, hey, no hands, ooh, legend. I just want to spend a little bit of time moving through here, and this is going to be the last thing we're going to do. Because, you know, I'm sure you've had enough of me waffling absolute rubbish. One more, and we are done. Hope you found that helpful. It's a really useful routine for you to just open up your whole body, or the majority of your body, that you can do any time of day. Hope you found it useful. Hope you feel loosey-goosey, limbered up, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Mwah, love you.